What do you think kind of went wrong the first 25 or so minutes in that game, and what went right after that?
Well, first of all, let's not take anything away from Texas Tech. I thought John Pelfrey has done a great job building that program. I do think that, and they've got guys that stayed together. They've improved, and so I don't want to take anything away from them because they certainly outplayed us. But I also think, from our perspective, not real happy at all because some guys yesterday in practice got exactly what this game normally gives you what you put into it, and the preparation with some of our younger guys yesterday wasn't what it needed to be, and it showed up here in the first half. But with that said, in the long run, it was probably a better thing for us because we're going to be in many more games where it's going to be close, where we're going to have to really fight for it, as opposed to where I think these type games people expect you to win by a large number. That's why we've always tried to schedule in our bye games teams that we know that are well coached and are going to really compete because we want to get a lot out of it. We definitely got a lot out of this game. We learned a lot about ourselves, some of it not so good, but overall the way we responded when we had to, that was a good thing. And our guards are going to have to realize that our post guys can play a little bit, and in the flow of the game they're going to have to learn how to get them involved as opposed to continue to go down the lane, get shots blocked and throw up tough shots. I mean, today if you look at the stat sheet, almost every time those guys touched the ball we had to call their number to get it to where, and our guards will have to learn to see that in our flow as well.
Coach, you said Texas Tech, but you meant
Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry, Tennessee Tech. Because again, I can't say enough about John Pelfrey. I've known John for a long time. He's one of the great guys in our business, and I'm glad to see what he's building. I've said before, this state's got great basketball, and he's going to do a great job. We're fortunate to have him there, and but again, they gave us all we wanted and more, and you got to give them a lot of credit for it.
Rick, you got a lot out of Brandon, Zakai, and Kennedy there in the second half stretch. How nice was what you got there, especially, I guess, from Brandon?
Again, I think Brandon's learning more and more each day about what it takes to compete at this level and starting to really build his game. Without doubt, for him, he was better defensively, getting into his stance, staying in it. I even heard him talking today out there, understanding our system defensively, and as he continues to understand what he's going to have to do to score at this level, he's going to do it because he works, he wants to be good at it, and but like anybody that should still be in high school, to how far he's come, it's been tremendous. And he would tell you above everyone else, he knows he's got a long way to go, but in the last couple of weeks, I think he's starting to see it as much as understand it from just maybe seeing college basketball in a different light. But he, for the most part today, fought hard to get the ball where he wanted it.
And Wes?
Rick, do you have an update on Josiah and if he'll be available anytime soon?
Again, it's really a day-to-day thing with him. I mean, again, I can never say enough good things about Josiah and what he's meant to our program, and he's had as tough a luck as anybody that you can imagine. This one was, it just came out of nowhere with the finger, but it's day-to-day, and again, but he's such a great leader. He'll stay engaged, and whenever he'll know when he thinks he can do what he needs to do with it.
And with Zakai, it doesn't even seem like it's his fifth career game. It seems like he's been around as long as Folk. Do you see that? And how often have you seen that over his career?
Well, he is mature. He is, but I thought both he and Kennedy today came back from having good games up in Connecticut, and every game has a different personality. Every game, and they tried to do too much there at the end of the game when he just kept dribbling. He had a chance to throw the ball to Santi with no pressure, and picking up, trying to dribble the ball out there. Those aren't smart plays, but it's also guys that haven't been in games of this magnitude for him. But Zakai is very mature, and again, like Santi, the two most consistent guys day in and day out, practicing the way you want to see him do it, and both of them are very competitive. We just need to get more guys doing it.
Rick, what does it say, I guess, about Santi's progression that as a player that in some of these games where he's maybe not shooting the ball well, he's still making such a large impact. I mean, the rebound, the assist numbers, the steals, it just seems like that's maybe not the way it was earlier in his career when he wasn't shooting well.
Well, he's become a complete player, and I think he's one of the most underrated guards in the country right now. I do. I think if you go back and look at what he does night in and night out, didn't have a good shooting night tonight. I mean, he's capable. I mean, there's going to be nights where he won't miss, but he's learned how to impact the game in different ways. You know, he's just become a very mentally tough, hard-nosed in terms of he's going to fight you defensively for every bounce, and he works at it. He's smart, cerebral on both ends of the court, and like I said, the game normally gives you what you put into it, what he puts into it on the day. Even when he doesn't shoot the ball well, he has a big impact on it, and that all stems right back to his work ethic.
Hey, Coach, how would you grade Kennedy's defense in the first half compared to the second half?
Not very good. You know, I don't think Kennedy, he did not have a great day in practice yesterday. He tried to do too much on the offensive end, and he shows spurts where he can really get some things done. He's got to get more excited about playing defense and dunking the basketball, and consistently. I mean, we think he could be a terrific defender. I mean, as quick as he is with the ball on offense, he could do the same thing. But with that said, he's played 4 or 5 games now, and he's seeing some things that he probably never thought before that he would have to deal with guys that aren't afraid to try to guard him in ways he's never been guarded. And but he's going to have to, like he started out the second half, because he is extremely competitive, but he tried to do it by just shooting the ball. He's got to somewhat be like Santi, know that he can impact the game without forcing tough shots. We as a team, we shouldn't force shots. We got too many guys that can make shots, but when guys, and we've done it 2 out of the last 3 games, when we weren't making shots, we got away from our execution and hoping that somebody'd go make a play, and we got to be more patient and more diligent. And like I said, those guards have got to realize at some point in time in the flow of the game, those post guys have to touch the ball.
Finish up with WTK, Grant, then Mike.
Coach, touching on that, you mentioned Santi just being a guy who can get things going even if he's not shooting well. He actually led the team in rebounds tonight. How big is that to have a player that can shoot the ball very well but also be able to crash the boards?
Well, I think that when we do have 3 guards out there, I think he loves it, because I think it gives him the freedom to go show his competitive spirit, because he does want to go in there and try to rebound the ball. He made a huge defensive play when he came in from the backside at a time when we needed it. And again, like I said, Santi, he's all about winning. He wants to win, and he with the 3-guard lineup there, that gives him the chance to go rebound it. And when he gets it on the defensive end and comes out there from underneath the basket with it, good things normally happen, because he does look to give it up if he can, and if the other guys get out and run with him. But he's just, again, it just gives you a great example of how hard work pays off, because he does it every day.
Is it uncharacteristic for this group to have a bad practice or bad just not show up? Or
Well,
what all went wrong?
it's not as a team. It's not as a group. It's individual guys. I mean, you got to realize freshmen are going through some things that they've never had to go through, and I think another thing is always having great respect for your opponent. I don't care who it is. I think it's typical for freshmen, after you come out of the kind of tournament that we came out of, to think that. But Tennessee Tech, again, from a coaching staff, I can assure you we had tremendous respect for them coming in, knowing that extremely well coached, could shoot the ball. Little point guard Clay he put 21 on us, I think, or 22 as a freshman, and so we were, but I think young guys, it's part of the growing process that you've got to be ready to play every night. You let another team, your opponent, regardless of who it is, come in and get comfortable, get some momentum going. You got to fight like crazy, which we had to do today. We had to fight hard to get control of the game, and but we've got a ways to go.
2 things, Rick. One, what did you like about what Olivier gave you offensively? And then we aren't going to talk to you before Presbyterian, so what do you know about them at this point and expect from them?
Well, Olivier's, I think the more he plays, the better he's going to settle in and play. I still think he's got to use his brute strength. He's extremely strong. He's extremely athletic. I just think he's got to understand, and I would throw Brandon in there too, that they are two really strong guys and can really, I think, punish people if they want to consistently. And is it going to be easy? No, because they're going to play against guys that are tough, hard-nosed, going to try to take away what they want to do. But I do think the more both of those guys continue to play, the more it's going to help them going forward. I haven't had a chance, Mike, to look a lot at Presbyterian. I don't normally do that. I'll get on it tonight sometime. But this time of year, and our team would tell you, our coaches do a great job of preparation for our opponent. But I'm always talking to them about us. It's about what we do, and I don't think, again, we had to fight hard today to win the game, and we'll learn from it. And it's not just from a basketball standpoint; it's from a mental side of the game that we've got to get better with.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.